Tino is exiting the Philippines today, still passing over northern Palawan, also known as Kalmigi internationally, while internationally known Fung-Wong, also known in the Philippines as Uwan, is developing towards the south of Guam. I'm meteorologist Robert Spetto, always do my best to try to keep you informed and updated, and today we're going to talk first about this new storm system, because this is always first and foremost a forecasting channel here, but then we're going to switch over and talk about some of the impacts with Kalmigi and how it's going to still bring some rough weather to Vietnam. Now, first, this is the guidance from the GFS, and the ECMWF. This is for Saturday night, heading into Sunday morning, and watch as we scroll this ahead, looking at a landfall still in northeastern Luzon by overnight Sunday night into Monday morning per the ECMWF, and the GFS, something very similar by Sunday night here, potentially as a super typhoon, and that's what the Joint Typhoon Warning Center is indicating here. Look at this, winds upwards of 120 knots, a little bit of weakening prior to coming on shore, and I think that might be due to the interaction with the northeast monsoon. And what I mean by that is right now this is in an area prime for intensification, rapid intensification, warm sea surface temperatures, good outflow aloft. You have a lot of moisture being pumped in from the south. Uwan, also known as Fung-Wong, is in a spot that is going to allow for significant increase in intensity. But as it gets further towards the north and west, what we could be seeing is, see right here, this right here, it's a bit of a shear line. That is the Shiren front, also known as the Akinoame front in Japan. That's the autumn rains, the translation for it, and this is going to be down a little bit, and you actually see the technical shear lines right there just north of my green line. So the closer it gets to that, the more this system could slightly weaken and may not be a full-on super typhoon by the time it nears landfall here in eastern Luzon, but that is still a scenario up for debate on the exact intensity. In fact, you can see here, this is per the Google DeepMind, showing a Cat 5 by Sunday and the Monday, but it actually does also back it off to a 3. Still the equivalent of a major hurricane, but not quite super typhoon intensity. And then once it hits the mountains, the Sierra Madres here, it does weaken it out, but still would be seeing maybe a Cat 2 to 3 there in the Cagayan Valley. So it is by far a serious storm system for this area, and a lot of the guidance is still coming together for Aurora, Isabella area, seeing that landfall probably by Sunday night and over towards Monday. And we can take a look at our ensembles. This is the this is the GFS. SpaghettiOs right here showing that cluster very tight. That means a high increase in the confidence of the model. And the GFS has another cluster a little bit east, but the bulk of it is west. That also indicates that high increase in the confidence of this weather model. And I put all that together, and I know a lot of you probably want to say, well, I want to know, is my house going to get hit? I would love to say that, but my point here and the analysis I give you is to kind of show behind the scenes a little bit, educate, inform, and give you the latest information, right? I can't tell you at this point out 6-7 days exactly what the impact would be in your area. I'm going to do my best to let you know if you should be preparing, and I think a good portion of Luzon should be preparing. A lot of people are asking from Cebu, are we going to get hit by another super typhoon here? No, this looks more like a further north scenario. I wouldn't let your guard down, but I think you can breathe a little bit easier. Meanwhile, though, this storm's also going to impact Guam, by the way. I mean, we got this convection wrapping around. The center is going to be passing towards the west of Guam, but you're still going to be looking at some inflow coming in with some heavy rainfall throughout the day here on Thursday and also over towards Friday. And you can see that even here. Look at this Wednesday. We go to Thursday and the Friday. Look at the moisture flow coming in from the south on the right side of this. That's the areas in red, indicating that higher convection. That sticks around through Thursday night into Friday morning until this wraps up, and then it really starts to tighten as it moves further towards the west here across the Philippine Sea. And once it does start to kind of make that westward turn, that's when that pressure really is going to bottom out and intensify quickly, just dropping out. I mean, this is going to be, look at that. This would be just full on Cat 5-ish major storm just towards the east of the Philippines. Hopefully it does weaken a little bit, but boy, it'd be packing a punch. And this is a closer look at the ECMWF, showing here throughout the day on Thursday that southerly wind across Guam indicated by the dot here. Then things do start to increase or improve, I should say, on Friday. But look at that, just tightens right up once it starts to make that turn towards the west. Sunday, Monday, and then into Monday morning, showing here ECMWF actually by Monday midday making that landfall there. So the timing is a little bit, it depends on how quick it makes this turn towards the west, how quickly it kind of speeds up as after it makes that storm, and how slow it does develop initially. So the exact time frame, I would say sometime between Sunday night and Tuesday morning. I know that's a big range, but we still got a little bit of time to kind of monitor and watch this one as it heads off into that direction. And it all depends also, like I mentioned, about the interaction with the northeast monsoon and how that's going to influence the weather there. So here's a look at some of the main points I want you to take away from this storm system and Tino as well as that continues to impact out here. Tino is leaving the Philippines. I'm going to talk about that in a second because it's still going to impact Vietnam. Uwan developing near Guam. Super typhoon is likely out of this. Higher chance for a landfall in the Philippines, though. Now we take a look at Tino. It is starting to pull away, still impacting northern areas of Palawan. Definitely heavy rainfall coming out with that across the Sulu Sea as well. This is going to move towards the west, intensify as we go ahead through the day here on Wednesday into Thursday, coming on shore by Thursday night as a strong typhoon, winds 155 kilometers per hour, pressure down to 950 hectopascals. That's a potent storm. I think the big issue, though, in Vietnam is by far going to be the rainfall threat. Not only because of this storm system, but also because they've been dealing with a potent northeast monsoon recently, and we've already been seeing serious flooding in central areas of Vietnam where this storm system is unfortunately headed. So that's going to bring in a separate but significant impact for our friends out there too. So there's a lot happening here with this 1-2 bunch of back-to-back storm systems. At least for now, Cebu and Visayas isn't seeing relatively improving conditions. Afternoon showers are still possible, but at least you are seeing somewhat better weather. Considering you're recovering, the flooding in Cebu has just been catastrophic, and that's not to take away the damages we've seen in places like Leyte, Negros, Iloilo. I've seen the Panay, some reports of flooding out there. It's not just reserved to Cebu. It's only the fact that some of the most extreme videos are coming out of that area. So my heart goes out to everybody impacted by this. I hope that you guys are staying safe out here today, and at least hopefully you're getting some relatively improving conditions after this just catastrophic storm system. And check out our Facebook feeds and YouTube shorts here. We've been sharing some videos that you guys have been sending to us here at Western Pacific Weather. As always, though, I'm meteorologist Robert Speta. Hit that subscribe button if you want to support the channel. A big shout out to our Patreon members and one of our supporters, Frontrunner Financial here. Link is down below. As always, though, stay safe. Let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, all right, friends, be good out there.